Okay, now I want to talk about editing styles. And you might be thinking, Sean, there's like a bajillion editing styles. We just looked at Adobe Color CC and you could see all of those different color combinations. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Yes, but in my opinion, there's two main categories of editing styles. There's realism and there's stylized. So realism is basically trying to capture the most realistic look as possible. So capturing colors that are most closely related to reality, and same with light. So it's maintaining the true nature of when that picture was took. So this is popular with like photojournalists or people that are trying to capture things as realistic as possible. Whereas the other side of things is a stylized look. So that's using colors that maybe aren't that natural, but you're using those colors because you want to have a photo that maybe sparks a different emotion or is aesthetically pleasing in its own way. So a lot of photographers kind of find a balance between the two. They might go for a stylized look that's stylized but not overly stylized. So they're still using colors that are somewhat natural, and maybe in some situations they might appear that way in nature, but most of the time they don't. And some photographers, they like to go full on realistic and they just try to keep the colors as natural as possible. Personally, I think the stylized look is really cool, but at the same time, I don't like to stray too far from reality and make it look too foreign. But you can get some really, really cool looks when it comes to the stylized edits. Some popular ones that are going around online right now are the cyan or blue and orange look. There's also the cyan in pink or green in pink. These are colors that aren't very natural. They don't actually occur that often. Maybe in cities they do, but for the most part, they're not naturally occurring colors. But that doesn't mean they don't look cool, and that doesn't mean they don't look good in images. So I just want you to think about, where do you fit in? Are you going for a more realistic look? Are you going for an overly stylized look? Are you trying to find something in the middle? I think it's important to look at, painters in the past. A lot of them were divided. A lot of them wanted to do realism, ultra realism. They thought that true talent belonged in realism, where other painters and other artists thought that it doesn't matter if it's realistic. It's about the aesthetic beauty of the image, of the painting, of the photo. So where do you fit in there? Are you more interested in a stylized look or a realistic look? That's something I want you to think about as you go on, because that's an important step in finding your own unique style, is to kind of find where you fit in on that spectrum of realism versus stylized.